So okay, let us start with the today's class. So we have in the last lecture we started with the B plus trees, B plus trees index files, that how database uses B plus tree index or B plus trees to have an index on a database. So the necessity of B plus trees is that here we are using B plus tree indices in order to shorten the access time. So here we know that whenever ordered files are there, it takes a lot much time to access the record because here elements are in sorted order. Let us take an example of the primary or dense or uh, sparse indices. So here, as the number of records goes on increasing, the index file sizes grows, and hence the access of data becomes difficult. And so if we are getting or it is time consuming to access the index in order to find a particular element, then that is also time consuming and not efficient also. So here it will lose the importance of the index files, and that's why we are moving towards the another non-linear structure of a storage, that is a trees. So trees, you might have studied this concept in the data structures, but still not considering that we had not studied, we are studying this point. So B plus trees, these are the non-linear data structures, and index referring to the pointing or holding the index elements, and at the leaf node these will hold the actual addresses. So here in the last lecture we have seen the example also. So this is one of the examples of a B plus tree files. So here whenever I'm this part is of index and this part is refers to a complete database. So here we are having root nodes, internal nodes, and leaf nodes. So leaf nodes are actually holding record pointers, that is pointers to a record, and also containing the key values. So key values, it means that on which attribute the index is based. So here we are having index on the name attribute, that is instructor relation is there. On the instructor relation, on the name attribute, we are having the index. And here whenever we are trying to search an element, always the operation starts from the root element, and the key values and the whatever value we wanted to search, that we will compare with the current key value, and on the basis whether that value is greater than the key value or less than or equal to, we will decide whether to go for the left child or whether to go for the right child. So here whenever So whenever we decided, whenever we compare these two values, so here if the value key current, consider that I have given the A value and right now the key value is B. As A is less than the B, so it will, there is a possibility of having this record into the left child only. So here the main idea behind this B plus stage is that you will have or we will have a same access time for all the elements. Okay, and whenever we are shifting to the left child, we are reducing, comparing this 50% of the part. Okay, so here the uh, after each comparison we are, it means uh, reducing the number of comparisons, whereas in case of sequential we take a sequential comparisons and it may go for the longer, even though we are using the multi-level indices, etc. So here that's why we are moving towards the B plus tree. So this was the B plus tree for the instructor on the basis of name attribute. And then we have seen the properties of leaf nodes, that leaf nodes are having n pointers, that if we are having the order of the elements as n, and out of that n minus 1 pointers will point to the actual records, and the last pointer will point to the next node, that is a next tree node it will point to. And similarly the same structure will be followed for every node. So this we have seen, and there is
a limitation on how many minimum elements should be there, how many nodes. It means how the height of the trees grows. That tree grows in upward direction, not in the downward direction. So here, whenever tree node becomes full, we are moving for the split up of that elements. So okay, this was regarding the yesterday's lecture. Now let us study about the remaining operations. So already we have started this point, that how to perform querying on B plus trees. So let us read the statements one by one and understand the meaning of this, so that it will be clear for you to whenever the question will be asked, how we can start writing the answer. So okay, so here the first statement or first query is finding all records with the search key value of k. So here we know that index can be on any of attribute. It means it is not always fixed rule that we should have index on the primary key attribute or any other attribute which is a unique. No, here we can have index on any of the attribute, which means that the key values or search key value can have repeated values also. Just like for the name, we can have the same name to the multiple person. Next, we can have a query, sorry, index on the department name. We can have index on the salary, because these values are also getting repeated and there are multiple queries which might be accessing this data. So here, whenever we have been asked to write a query, so here it means for that search key value, one or multiple records might be existing. There may be zero records that key cannot found. So here the main thing is that search key. Search key refers to the attribute on which the index is based. For example, here we are having search key as a city name. Here in this example, we are having search key as a name. Right now in this example, there is no repetition of the name. That's why you might be feel that there is only unique record. No, if the tree index is based on the department name, then there can be multiple records with the same search key value also. So here name is acting as a search key on which basis the index is based. So so here let us read the how we can perform the searching, starting with the root node. So root node always acting as a starting point for every operations. Let it be insertion, let it be deletion, searching, or traversing all the nodes, etc. Always the operation starts from the root node. Just like for the array, we always starts from the zero. So similarly, node is acting as a starting point for the trees. So here, let us study the same example. Examine the node for the smallest search key value greater than the k. So okay, k right now k refers to the value which I wanted to search. For example, let us take this tree only. So in this tree, consider that I wanted to search for the redwood. Okay, redwood. This value I wanted to search. Then this Peridge, Means, Britain, downtown, Means, Peridge, Redwood, Roundhill. These becomes my search key values, and this becomes my k. K, it means which value I wanted to search. Okay. So here, examine the node for the smallest search key value greater than the k. So okay, now let us take redwood I wanted to search, and right now the order of the tree is also 3. If order is 3, it means that there will be 3 pointers and only 2 key values will be there into each node. Okay, because the search key values are n minus 1, and that's why if we are having the 3 as order, we will have only 2 key values. So here we can see, so this is a pointer part, this is also pointer part. 3 order is there, it means 3 pointers and 2 values, one here and one here. So the first statement says that we should search of the value which is that is largest value which is less than the k. So right now k is my redwood. So here I will search start from the root node. So at the root node, we will check whether redwood is great less than or peridge is less than the redwood. Right now this is less, so moving to the next key value. But next key value doesn't exist. Right now there is only single key value available into the root, it means that there is a possibility of having redoed into the right child only. Okay, as another key value is not possible, it means that peri-reach is the value which is less than the redood but highest. Okay, there is no other value which is less than the redood. So right now peri-reach is the value which is less than the redood. Let us read the next statement. If such a value exists, right now redwood we wanted to search, so peri-reach exists, assume it is a ki. Okay, right now we assume this as a ki, then follow then follow pi to the child node. Okay, so here we wanted to search for the redwood. So now this search key value is greater than the k, but this condition doesn't get satisfied. Okay, because here whatever the peri-reach is there, that is a greater than the sorry, peri-reach is smaller than redwood, so it means that there is no possibility. So here it means that whatever may be the value, this is the value which is greater than the redwood, and we will follow this point. Okay, so let us read whether the next possibility is there. So the first possibility doesn't find that search key value is not less than the k. Now otherwise, if k is greater than km minus 1, okay, if redwood is greater than k-reach, where there are m pointers in the node, there is only one pointer, then follow pm. Okay, this value k1 is there, this will be p1 and this is p2. Right now this is the value which is less than the redwood, but there is no other pointer, and hence we should follow the p2. Pm minus 1 is the value less than the k, and hence we should follow the pm to the child node, and hence from peri-reach we will move to the redwood. So here the main point is that, do you understand why we are performing the comparisons? So any doubt in this, how to select whether to move left or whether to move right? Any doubt in this? So I hope you don't have doubt. So let us move to the next point. If nodes are reached by the following pointer above is not a leaf node. Yes, we have reached to the node which is not a leaf node. Then repeat the above procedure on the node. It means if redwood is not found, then we can repeat the same procedure. So now my question is, if I given any sequence to you, will you able to draw the tree on the basis of given sequence? How many of you can draw the tree? If I give you any normal example of 5 to 6 nodes. Okay, let us read next one. Eventually reach a leaf node if ki equal to k. Yes, it means redwood is found, so we will reach to the leaf node and find that particular element. So that is how we are accessing C. So this was the yesterday's example which we covered insertion. So here in the processing a query, a path is traversed in the tree from the root to some leaf node. Yes, we have traversed. If there are k search key values in the file, the path is no longer than log of n by 2 of k. So okay, so here the access time of every record is this much only. So just like if we are having the thousands or hundreds of the record, we will not take much more time for accessing those records. So that is the main point for the uh, trees. So a node is generally the same size as disk block, typically 4 KB, and in is typically 100, that is 40 bytes per indexing. So these are some standard sizes, that is standard n and standard size of the block is there, which is followed with 1 million search key values and n equal to 100 at most block 50, that is 10 lakhs equal to 4 nodes are accessed in a lookup. Okay, contrast with this, the balance tree with 1 million search key values, around 20 nodes are accessed in the lookup. So there is also concept of balance trees where there is no repetition of the elements, but in case of B plus tree, we are having the repetition of the elements. Repetition, just like here, we are having pairage repetition here. Every internal node or root node elements you can find on the leaf node also as well. So in case of balanced trees, the structure is somewhat different, and each element will be at only single position. There cannot be multiple positions will be there. Is anybody trying to speak and I am unable to listen?
Ma'am,
Yes.
your voice is somewhat noisy. Means from your background, something another noises came actually.
Okay. Actually, at my background there is no noise, etc. Still, you are listening the same one.
No, ma'am, not now.
Okay. Now is it clear?
Yeah, ma'am, it is clear.
Okay. This is the it means time given for access of these many records, etc. So which is very less as compared to the sequential searching. So these are few of the algorithms how we can find any particular element or particular node in the B plus tree. So these algorithms stands it means some procedure, standard procedure is there. So we'll not go in much more detail, but whatever procedure for the B plus tree access is there, the same procedure here it is explained. That start from the root node, select left or right, and then again make the pointer to the same node. Consider this as the root, etc. Okay, so here print all, it means that this is a function used for displaying all the elements. So find is a function which is used for searching particular value. So phi is the value which we wanted to search, and ki stands for the key which we right now comparing, or search key value which we compare with the phi value. Okay, and whether v is less than key or greater than key, that will make us to decide either take the left child or right child. Okay, and print all will go for traversing the every element of the tree. So next is updates on B plus tree. So whatever searching and displaying all the elements doesn't make any changes to the B plus tree. But whenever it comes to the updates, it means that this is including insertion and deletion. And you might think that this is a update operation. Update, it means that here deletion of the current record and inserting a new record. It means these two steps are combined together for the update operation. So okay, let us see the first operation, insertion. So insertion, here we are trying to insert a new element or new record which is added into database, and for that we wanted to update the index entry. Okay, B plus tree index entry. So for inserting that record into the index entry, first find the leaf node in which search key value would appear. Okay, so for this purpose, we always start from the root, search whether element or whatever element we are inserting that is less than, or it can be in the left child or right child, etc. Again, take the path, same path, whatever this here. The first we should search for that element, whether it is available into the tree. Okay, whatever the searching procedure is there, that is lookup, that we will follow, and this will help us to find where we can insert the new element, and at that appropriate position we will insert that element. So for every operation, let it be deletion or let it be insertion, first we perform the search operation. Okay, so if the search key value is already there in the leaf node, record is added to the file, and if necessary, pointer is inserted into the bucket. Okay, so already right now, if I'm having the instructor name with the gold already existing, then into the tree, I will search where my gold is there. That is gold entry is there, and this will be pointing to the actual record. Then next to that record, we will insert the new gold entry, and that entry will be held by the index array. Okay, so in the index, we may make provision to hold multiple pointers. And if the search key value is not there, then add the record to the main file and create a bucket if necessary. Okay, so if the current value doesn't exist into the table or index, then we can go for inserting that appropriate position. If split up is required, then we can go for the split up, and then we can create a bucket and store that record or make our pointer pointing to that new record. Okay, so if so here the when to go for the split up and when to not go for the split up, that is shown, that is cases are considered. So if there is a room in the leaf node, that is in the leaf node the extra space is available, search key value, that is we will insert the search key and record pointer to a bucket, pair into the leaf node at appropriate position. Yes, if right now here in this. So we can see if I'm having any name starting with the M or N. So we can compare. So if there is a possibility of inserting record at this position. So here I need not to make any changes. Simply I will make this record pointing to here and will add a bucket for this record into a database. Okay, that was the first case. Second case is that if there is no room in the leaf node, split it and insert search key value or record bucket pointer pair as discussed in the first operation. So, okay, so here that is how to perform the splitter. First, take yarn search key value pointer pairs, including one being inserted in sorted order. So whenever we wanted to perform the sorting, we will take this into sorted order, which element we wanted to insert. That also we have to consider for the sorting. Place the first n by 2 in the original node. So whatever current node is there, that will keep this as it is, and rest in the new node. Remaining n by 2 will be there into the next node. Let the new node be P. Okay, so whatever our new node is there, that we will consider this as P, and let K be the list key value in P. So for this, let us take an example of the previous only. So initially, I will take only 4 elements, 12, 10, 15, 22, 7, and 11. So these are the elements which I wanted to insert. Right now, we have considered the order to be 4. So whenever order is 4, it means that n equal to 4 is there, and key equal to key value is equal to n minus 1 equal to 3 will be there. Okay, so 4, it means that there are 4 pointers p1, p2, p3 and p4 will be there. Now let us insert the elements. So initially whenever there are no elements, we will go for inserting the 12. So 12 we wanted to insert, then next is a 10. So for the 10 also we are having the space available into the same node only, but whenever we are trying to insert a new value, we should always take elements into sorted order. So 10 will be in the first place and 12 will be my next key. Next 15 we wanted to insert. So for the 15 also we are having space available into the existing node. Now let us read the now 22 I wanted to insert. Let us check the rules of the splitter. So if there is no row in the leaf node, okay, right now whatever my leaf node is there. So for the 22 there is no room. Split it and insert the search key value. That is, we will split this and insert the search key value as discussed in the next slide. So in the next slide discuss that take the n, okay, take the n, search key value and pointer. So okay, we wanted to take n search key values and pointer where including one being inserted. So initially, so this was the pair I am having. So right now these are values. So this I have to take in sorted order. Sorted order. So we will shift this. Okay, so this will be my sorted order, but there should be 3 keys into each node. Then it says that place the first n by 2 into the original node. So whenever we are performing the split up, we are performing the split up. So split up. So how to perform the split up? So the right now whatever my size is there, the actual size is order 4 and hence we can have only 3 elements. So in order to perform the split up, n by 2, right now my n is 4, so n by 2 equal to 2. Whatever the first 2 elements are there, we will keep this into the node as it is. So it means this 15 will be removed from this node. And whatever next 2 elements are there, so these two first node will remain as it is, the next original node and the rest in a new node. So whatever remaining 15 and 22 are there, so we will keep this into new node 15 and 22. Yes, right now 70 is not part of my discussion. So this is my existing node, this is my new node. Then it says that let node be p. Okay, new node be p. So this is my p, this is my p. Let k be the least key values in p. So in this complete record, which is the least key value, 15 is the least key. If least, it means minimum key value. So 15 is my minimum key value. Okay, key be the least key value. Insert k of kp. It means we are inserting a new key value, that is p, in the parent of node being split. If parent is full, split it and propagate the split further. So okay, so right now there is no parent for this node. So it means that whatever the list key search key list search key is there, for that we have to create a parent. So for this purpose, we will create a parent. So list key search key value 15 is there from the new node. So it is asking us to take a list value from the new node only, and then whatever the childs are there. So we know that it always follows the rule that whatever P1 contents are there, those all should be less than the 15, and whatever the new nodes are there, this will be equal to or greater than the key value. So okay, understood this insertion of a new record. Let me have the queries if you are having the query. Next, let the new node be P. Let K be the list search list key value. So yesterday also we have seen split up example. So split up, whenever we are going for the split up, if above node, that is internal node, is also full, then also we can go for the split up. Okay, the thing is that in case of internal node, whatever the values of search list search key values are there, that these are not repeated in terms of leaf node. It means here the repetition will be there from the leaf node to the above node. But whenever split up is done, that value will be simply sent once in the parent. It will not be sent twice or thrice or any number of the time. Only once it is repeated. It means at most there can be two instances of the same value. The splitting of nodes proceeds upwards till a node that is not full is found. In worst case, root node may be split up, increasing the height of the tree by 1. Okay, that can be the worst case. So this is an example where uh, clear view is inserted. So you may see the difference regarding this. I will move to the presentation mode. So here, whenever we wanted to insert the clear view, so clear view, we will start from this. So whatever my search key value is there, with that it will be compared, as clear view is a less value as compared to the parity. So this will move to the left child. So we are moving to the left child, as clear view can be found in the left child only. Again, clear view will be compared with the neons, and if again clear view is smaller than the neon, so this will move to the left child. Again, this will compare with, as these are the leaf nodes, so it will compare with the Britain. Britain is smaller as compared to Clearview, so Clearview will move to the next. Down value is greater than the Clearview. So at this point, we make the conclusion that there is not a single record available for the Clearview. Okay, and hence it means that Clearview should be inserted between Britain and downtown. So order of the tree is right now 3, and hence there can be two search key values will be there. So the sorted order will be Britain, Clearview and downtown. So we will split the node, splitting of the node, first half into first node, second half into second node, and hence one more entry will be also moved to the parent. So here split up will be done and downtown will be sent upwards for the internal node, and as space is available here, so this will be available in the upward direction. So go through this example once, it means for a minute. Going through the example. So now let us go for the next operations. So this was regarding the insertion. Now regarding deletion. Here also the first search is performed for a search key value. That is whether key element is available or not. If so, the element will be removed, and we are having some limitations on the minimum and max element, that is a requirement for the node. If it is not satisfied, then we go for the combining the nodes. Okay, let us read this explanation. Find the record to be deleted and remove it from the main file from the bucket if it is present. Remove search key pointer from the leaf node if there is no bucket or if bucket has become empty. If the node has too few entries due to removal and entries in the code and a sibling fit into the single node, then here sibling it means that these are the childs of the same parent node. Okay, so just like here, I'm having me and this first and second nodes. These are the childs of the parent node. Okay, so just it means these two are acting as the sibling. These two will be siblings, and these two will be siblings. Okay, so this is how this is followed. Just give me a minute. Sorry for the interruption. I was getting a call from the office. So here, just like it means for the leaf node, etc. We know that we should have minimum n minus that is n minus 1/2 nodes minimum, and maximum we can have n minus 1 nodes. So this is the requirement for the every node. Okay, so if we go on removing the elements, parent nodes cannot, it means point to an empty bucket. And always for the tree it is property that height of every tree, every the length, it means all leaf nodes will be at the same height. That is the main purpose, and that's why the updations, that is access time is also same. So here, whenever deletion is performed, each time it will check whether siblings can be fit into a single node, or whether the whatever the nodes are there, these are not crossing the minimum element capacity. Okay, so how this can be done? Let us check. Insert all the search key values in the two nodes into a single node, that is after the deletion on the left, and delete the other node. So this is the first possibility, that we will delete the other node. Delete the pair ki minus 1 and pi, where pi is the pointer to the deleted node. Okay, so whenever we are combining the nodes, or that is siblings will be in a single node, then whatever the node pointing to the second node will be there, that also we need to remove, and key value also we need to remove deleted node from its parent and recursively using the above procedure. So here, right now we wanted to delete the downtown. Okay, so downtown available here, that is this was the previous case. So here downtown we wanted to delete. So after deleting the downtown, we understand that there is no element in the, we understand that this was the only node in this leaf node. So our pointer cannot point to this empty node. So after deleting the downtown, so we know that this node will be empty, and this clear view return, these two siblings will be combined, and whatever the ki pairing is there right now, this is a second pointer. It means first key value need to be removed. Okay, so this is the how the procedure is taken. So let us read the procedure. So we are deleting the pair ki minus 1 and pi. So this downtown after deletion, that was the key one, and uh, pointer p2 was pointing to that node. So we will delete that pair. Yes, siblings can be taken into a single node. Otherwise, if the node has too few entries due to the removal, the entries in the node and sibling fit into a single node, then redistribute the pointers between the node and the sibling such that both have more than the minimum number of the nodes. Okay, this is also a possibility that if we are deleting the element, it means that it might happen that uh, two siblings cannot be combined into a single node. Then redistribution is required. So we will take all the elements, perform sorting. After sorting, half into left node and half into right node. In this way also, this operation will be carried out. Update the corresponding search keys. It means after the new redistribution, whatever search keys are there, that will be given. The node deletions may cascade upwards till a node which has n by 2 or more pointers is found. If the root node has only one pointer after deletion, it is deleted. So it is deleted, and the sole child becomes the root. Okay. So after deletion, after it means frequent deletion may result into single node, then that can be called as a single root node only. So here we deleted the downtown. Downtown results into a removal of a complete search key and pointer pair. Next, this is the example if we remove the parentage. Okay, parentage is available at the root node. Okay, so root node, if we decided to remove the parentage, so this will perform that yes, parentage is found. So this will go to the right child because this is a right oriented tree, and from right child this will go to the left tree. So removal of parentage doesn't, here we will remove. It doesn't mean that this will not affect here. It will affect here, and parentage removal, these two siblings will come together and only single node will be there. So redwood will come here. Now the question comes whether uh, can we, which root element should it be? So in that case, we can go for redistribution of the elements like this. So I request you to go through this example. Let us move to the next point. Non-unique search case. If a relation can have more than one record containing the same search key value, that is, two or more records can have the same values for the index attributes, then search key is said to be non-unique search key. Just like department name we are having, the every entry doesn't have a unique value. We are having the repetition of the values. So here, single deletion of record requires many comparison operations. That is, here whenever we are searching for the record, a bucket is available, and in the bucket many records can be there. So here the comparisons may increase. So solution makes search keys unique by creating composite search key. It means along with the department name, if we take another attribute as along with the department name, then that can be avoided, and we can keep a composite index. So whatever attribute we are adding, that will be called as a unique unifier attribute. So B plus tree extensions. So there are many extensions that are available. It means the organization is different just. So let us see the first data file upgradation. So this is a B plus tree file organization. So in this, how the space is utilized, some tips are given, nothing more than that. So here, just like here, if we are having the composite search key, then we can at the leaf node only we can go for search, keeping those records just like this. Here, if I wanted to at the internal node and root nodes, we will keep only single attribute, and at the leaf node we will keep a multiple elements, and hence searching of the element will be easier. Secondary indices and record relocation. So secondary indices, we know that the storage of elements is not same as the index ordering, and in the B plus tree also we can have this problem, or record relocation whenever we are performing the shuffling or splitting or combining of the nodes. So here we may, it may single insertion or single deletion may take multiple operations. So here, in second, so the solution is that in secondary indices, in place of pointers to the index record, we can store values of the primary index search key attributes. It means only we will have a, instead of secondary, we will keep a primary key. And relocation of the record becomes a leaf node splits, then does not require any update on any of the secondary index. Even though we are removing the records, so that will not affect any of the operations. So that was the solution. Indexing strings. So creating a B plus tree indices on a string valued attributes raises two problems. The first problem is that strings can be of variable length. So this is the main problem, that strings doesn't have any fixed formats or fixed length. So we can have any number of the variables. And second problem is that string can be long, leading to a low fan out. Fan out, it means whatever the starting and subtotal or the pages is there, that may take very less records as compared to the other, and corresponding to a increased tree height, and hence we cannot store multiple maximum records into a page as compared to the integer values, and hence fan out will increase. So instead of that, we can have only prefix. It means whatever, instead of complete string we can go for the prefix, that is a compression of the prefix, and we can store only that much part into the index. That can be also a solution to this. Then bulk loading of B plus tree indices, B plus tree index files. So already we have, sorry, this is a B tree index files. So in case of B plus tree, we are having a repetition of the node, and hence we couldn't, it means there is, even though elements can be found out in the root node or in the internal nodes, etc. Still we have to traverse to the leaf node. Okay, that was the concept regarding the B plus tree. All nodes were available at the leaf node also, even though these are available in internal and root node. So record cannot be found there. Always we need to come to the leaf node. So instead of that, one more extension was done, that is a B tree. B tree, here every element will be found only once, and that's why whatever the internal nodes are there also a buckets pointers were added to point to a record. not unlike B plus tree where at the leaf node only there is a pointer to the actual record, but in case of B tree, at the internal and root level also, we are having pointers to the actual records, and hence there is no need of repeating the same record into the leaf. Okay, so because of having pointers to the records as well as pointers to the childs, this structure is somewhat different. So here, as you can see, so this was the general, this is the concept of leaf node. So leaf node of B tree and B plus tree is same. But whatever non-leaf nodes are there, these are having the different format. Just like this. This P1 is a pointer to the left child. B1 is a pointer to the bucket or record pointer, and next is the key value. Similarly, the same repetition will be there for the all nodes except it means up to k m minus 1 we will have a bucket and pointers to the left child. Okay, so this bucket is pointing to the actual record. So advantage is that we are having, it means at the root level also we can find out the any elements, and disadvantage is that it means only small fraction of the keys only can be found at the internal nodes. All keys cannot be found. It means at the search key only I cannot make any conclusions. So, but as compared to the B plus tree, B trees are rarely used. B plus trees are most widely used as compared to the B tree. Next point, multiple key access. So it means up to now we have assumed implicitly that only one index on a attribute is used. So process a query on a relation, but we can have certain queries wherever more than one attributes queries can be passed. Just like I wanted to find out those instructors who are having salary greater than the 60,000 and are from the CSC department. It means that the query is based on the two attributes. So multiple key access, it means that we are having more than search key. So for this purpose, we are having this concept. So the same repetition is there. It means whatever points we have studied, same points are there. So using multiple single key indices that we are having index on the uh, ID and name and department name and salary. Means any combination of the attributes can be there. So why this is required? Because we may have queries based on the multiple attributes. That's why this multiple single key indices might be there. Indices on multiple keys, more than one keys are there. So in this case, whenever we are having the multiple keys, let us take attribute A and B are there. Then multiple key, it means that we will search or perform the sorting based on the A, and if there is a repetition of value on some that is repetition of the values, then the next attribute chosen is B. Okay, just like if I wanted to find out the CSC students with marks greater than 60, then here in the CSC department there can be multiple students with marks greater than 60. Then the first it will perform the sorting based on the department name, and then it will perform the sorting based on the uh, marks. Okay, it means that will be a second criteria. And the third point is that here covering indices. Covering indices are indices that store the values of some attributes other than the search key attributes along with the pointers to a record. Okay, so it means just like we are storing the values for the name and department name, we will store the salary value. It means this is also a multiple key concept. Static hashing. So you might have studied this term, static hashing, similar in the data structures. So who will explain me what is mean by hashing? Yes, what is mean by hashing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Hello.
you're audible. Yes, you're audible.
Mm, Hello, ma'am.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Ma'am, hashing is a one kind of data structure, and in the hashing, there are means
Hmm.
there are hash means in the hashing there are hash table also, and for hashing we are using the key element. Okay, key value for accessing those records.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So, okay, hashing it means that same explained by her, Nafisa. So, but here main thing is that here for the key also we are using some attributes. Okay, on given attribute, it means that it is not mandatory that we should use only single attribute. Multiple attributes also we can use, and some function is applied on that value. Okay, for example, I may take I may take any salary attribute, or I may take any ID attribute, or I may take any attribute I can take. So on that attribute, I will apply some hash function. So okay, hash function. The responsibility of hash function is that it will generate a unique value. Okay, unique value. It means that even though I am applying the hash function on the same value repeatedly, it always generates the same value. It doesn't change the value frequently, and hence whatever the value it is given, that is called as a hash value. And for every attribute or every search key values which are available into a table, such hash values are generated, and these are stored into a hash table. Okay, hash table will perform the mapping that for attribute A, it means for example for mark 60 this hash value generated, for mark 62 this some different hash value is generated. So whenever such values are generated, these will be stored into hash table, and this is used for the point queries. Okay, point queries, it means that I wanted to find out all the students with the 62 marks. Okay, then directly I will go for the it means applying the hash function on the given attribute, and we will find out the hash value from the hash table. So along with generating the hash value, it also returns us a bucket number. So now what is a bucket? Bucket, whenever we are referring to a database, this refers to a database storage unit in terms of memory, or that is a memory space which is allocated for that hash value only, for that bucket only. So there we can find out that entry. Okay. So whenever we are inserting the 62, let it be one record or multiple records. So this will be pointing or giving the same value for us. And hence all such records will be stored into that bucket. Okay. It means there are types of the hashings are there, static hashing, dynamic hashing. Right now we are not studying, it means not related to this point. So here, whenever we are having fixed query that I want all the students with 62 marks, it means only fixed point is there. Then hashing is the best option to search particular record, and then directly we can go for finding out the results. Whereas in case of indexing, we go on searching from the start, or let it be tree, or let it be sequential, or linear searching. So in that, we cannot come to the directly conclusion to the 62 record or bucket, etc. Here we have to start from the lowest, then search with the higher or lower, higher or lower, and after performing the frequent comparisons, then we can come to the answer of all the students with the mark 62. So whatever the index indices are there, these are useful for the range queries. It means where there can be multiple answers can be there. But whenever it comes to the fixed or point queries, hashing is the it means hashing is the best answer or best way to search the element. It means in a single instance only I can know where my record can be. That is not same case with the indexing. In case of indexing, I cannot skip the sequential search. Even though I am using tree, even though I am using the linear, that is sequential file, there also I have to go for sequential search. In case of tree also, I have to start from the key value, comparisons, etc. So it means that here hashing will result into generation of some value, and that value directly points to a record wherever it is stored. So here, in case of static hashing, we are having fixed number of the buckets. Okay, so let us read what is this. One disadvantage of sequential file organization is that we must access an index structure to locate the data. So, okay, for index always a space is required, and hence for searching the element we need to go for searching that record into the searching for that record into a database. Okay, are you listening some background noise? So okay, so this is regarding the hashing. So it means always we need to go for fanning and or swapping of the pages. It means wherever my index is stored. But in case of hashing, directly we can perform the calculation and directly we can get the hash value or bucket number. Okay, that was the main advantage. That results more file operations in case of indexing. Am I clearly audible now? Okay. So if you are facing that some background noise is there, etc., so let me know. Okay, so let us come with the class. So that was the difference between hashing and indexing. So file organizations based on the technique of hashing allows us to avoid accessing an index structure, because here directly we need to use the hash function we can apply. And buckets denote a unit of storage that can store one or more records. So this is a memory block. Okay, it means there are fixed size blocks are there. It means that whatever the all buckets are there, these will be of the same size. Okay, so formally k denote the set of all search key values that whatever we are inserting into a record, and let b denote the set of all bucket addresses. So bucket addresses, it means that these are the starting locations of the bucket. So a hash function, h is the function from k to b. Okay, whatever after giving the search key value, it returns me a bucket number. So that is a hash function. So on the given search key value, we apply the hash function, and in result it returns us a bucket number. So that bucket number, whatever fixed buckets we have allocated, always a number is written from that buckets only. So okay, whenever we are willing to insert a record, this will search in. This will apply the hash function, and whatever the bucket number it returns in the bucket, that bucket the record will be inserted. So, but there it means if bucket is full, then there are ways to how that problem can be tackled. Okay, so to perform the lookup, it means whenever we are willing to search any of the key directly, we can perform the hash function and perform. It means can find out in which bucket that element is stored. So to perform a lookup on a search key value ki, we simply compute hash of ki, then search the bucket with that address. Suppose that two search keys k5 and k7 are there, have the same hash value. That is, both are giving me the same bucket number. If we perform lookup on K5, the bucket K5 contains the record search key with the key K5 also, and this will result in, and this will also have the K7 also. Then there we can go for the sequential search, but that will be limited up to only that bucket only. Okay, so at bucket it means that this is a smaller unit, and hence it will not take time for the lookup into that. And in case of deletion also, we can apply the same, apply the hash function, get the search key, apply the hash function, go to that bucket, search whether that key can be found. If key is found, then delete that element. Okay, so deletion is equally straightforward. If the search key value of the record to be deleted is ki, we compute the hash value, that is a bucket number, then search the corresponding bucket for that record and delete a record from that bucket. So this is how the deletion is done. So hashing can be used for two different purposes, that hash file organization also we can use, or hash index organization also we can use. It means first hash file organization to obtain the address of disk block containing the desired record. So whatever our database is spread, whatever that memory locations are there, we can divide this into buckets and we can store those buckets and accordingly perform the hash function in order to get those addresses. This is one way. Or we can go for we organize the search keys with their associate pointers into a hash file. That can be a second solution. Hash functions. So how we can decide the hash functions? So there are two properties mainly required for the hash function, that it should be uniform and it should be random. It means uniform, it means that it should not result into assigning too many search keys into a single bucket. If consider I'm having 10 search keys, and whenever I'm applying the hash function, for the out of 10 value, for the 5 it gives me the same bucket number. That will be called as a non-uniform, because if I'm having the 10 records, then at most two search keys value should point to a single bucket. At most three, I can say. Okay, so it means it should be a uniform. And random, it means that here it should not go for sequential assigning of values. That will be, it means much more dangerous for the search key values, and hence it should randomly add. It means after passing the first value, it should not uh, assign the next value to the sequential record. So handling of the bucket overflows. So whenever bucket is full, there are multiple ways to handle that bucket issues. When a record is inserted, the bucket to which it is mapped has space to store the record. So if bucket does not have the enough space, then bucket overflow occurs. If consider in a bucket, I can store at most 5 elements, and there are 6 elements pointing to a same bucket. Then I can insert the first 5 records, and 6 will be result into overflow. Then uh, this can occur because of several reasons. First is insufficient buckets. That is just like I have covered. That if I'm having the 5 buckets and there are 10 records are there, or consider there are 50 records are there, and there are 5 buckets are there. Consider there are 52 records and 50 records, each bucket can hold 10 records. Then this might happen that I'm having the capacity of only 50 records and I'm inserting the 52 records. That can be a possibility that it is an insufficient number of the buckets. And next one is a skew. Skew, it means that in a same bucket, if the my hash function gives same bucket number for multiple search keys, then it might happen that that bucket get overflow and remaining gets underflow. Okay, that can be a problem. So here for this purpose, we always must choose a hash function with the uniform distribution. That can be a solution to this. Or we can go for overflow chaining. Overflow chaining, it means that whenever our bucket gets overflow, we can assign the new bucket, just like we perform the linked list chaining, that to the one node we attach the next node, and that is always dynamic way. So here also, if one bucket gets full, we can go for assigning the new bucket. But here the disadvantage is that again, whenever multiple buckets are get added, again we come to the sequential searching of the elements. Okay, so there we lose importance. But yes, we are reducing the number of sequential searches by simply getting a bucket number. But again, it adds a bucket. It means sequential search in uh, some percentage. This is an example for the overflow chaining, that this one bucket is get full, so to that we can attach the another bucket, and if this is also getting overflow, we can go for assigning the one more bucket. So again, there are types of the hashings are there: closed and open hashing. Closed hashing, it means that closed hashing, it means that just like if I'm having a record inserted into 0, record inserted into 1. Closed hashing, it means that I should close my all search keys which are pointing to bucket 1 into this bucket only. It should not go in bucket 2, or it should not go into 3. Okay, there are multiple ways to handle the hashing. One of them is allowing for the linear allocation. Okay, so that is the next point, linear probing. So here closed hashing, it means that whatever the entries I'm adding, that should be closed within a bucket number 1 only. It should not go to bucket 2 or 3. This is the main purpose. Even though this is a overflow gates, so we are go on adding the chaining. Okay, that is a closed hashing. Whatever my entries are there, I will close into bucket 1 only. And open hashing, it means that here we will not go for adding new buckets whenever there is overflow. We will look for another bucket wherever which is not full. For example, if I'm getting bucket 1 as overflow, we may check into bucket 2 whether space is available. If it is available, we allocate bucket 2 for that record. Okay, it means linearly we will search wherever space is available. So if bucket 1 is full, check into bucket 2. If this is also full, check into bucket 3. Okay, so this is called as a linear probing. Sequentially, linearly, we are searching wherever space is available. So one policy is to use the next bucket in cyclic order that has a space. This policy is called as a linear probing. So this is a technique for the open hashing. Now hash indices. So a hash index organizes a search keys with their associated pointers into a file. Just like in the index, we are having only search keys available at single point, and then these are having pointers to a record. But in case of hash indices, we are having, instead of search keys, we are having hash values. Okay, hash values, these are the outputs of a hash function, and with respect to that hash value, it will hold a pointer to a record. Okay, this is the meaning of only hash indices. So this is one of the examples. So this is actually uh, example for the uh, hash index. So here, consider that this is a instructor relation, and in the instructor relation, I have applied some hash function on these IDs, and IDs giving the hash function. These are giving me some value which is called will a hash function. It means bucket number. This will return me, and on that basis I will store these records into bucket, and in the bucket this value and pointer to that record will be held by this hash indices. So okay, whenever there is a overflow, this will perform the chaining of the buckets. Dynamic hashing. So this is somewhat difficult as compared to the static hashing, but it is much more advantageous as compared to the static hashing. In case of static hashing, always we are having number of buckets as full. So whenever a deletion or any insertion is done, some buckets may get overflow, some buckets may get underflow, and there are fixed number of the buckets are there. Okay, so it means that right now there are 8 buckets are there. So even though I am having one or two records, still I need to reserve the space for these buckets. So dynamic hashing overcomes these drawbacks. So dynamic hashing, it means that here we are deciding how many records to be stored at the, it means as we go on inserting the records, this will go on adding the space. Initially it doesn't fix how many buckets or how many space I should allocate for the indices. Okay. If we are to use static hashing for such a database, we have three classes of the option, that choose a hash function on the current file size. Right now, just like right now, I am having only 100 students with me, and for storing the data of 100 students or index, I need right now 10 buckets. Okay, tomorrow it might happen that my capacity got increased, and from 100 I move to the 150 students. Then again, I need to increase the size of the buckets. So if we are using the bucketing buckets number, then hash function doesn't get updated. Okay, it means that again we need to rewrite the hash function so that instead of pointing to a 10 buckets, now it should point to the 15 buckets. So that becomes a costly operation. So okay, in such systems, so as my file size or database size grows, the performance also degrades. Okay, next option is that we can choose a hash function on the anticipated size. It means in future max size can go up to 500, and today only I will decide the hash function and I will allocate the space accordingly. That is also not advantageous, because for 100 students and for next 400 would be students, I cannot reserve right now that much space. So second approach also not useful. So, and third one is that periodically reorganize the hash structure. Right now, I will define my hash function. Tomorrow, it means in the next year again update that to reorganize. In next to the that year again reorganize. So in this case also we are at the loss. Okay, so this is not a preferable. So some noise is getting added to background of mine. That's why today we will stop here. Dynamic hashing. So you can clear this. Remaining students.